Welcome, what is up? Thank you for tuning back into the Castler. Of course, I'm Chris Chaos here with the 411 for NXT Takeover Houston. NXT Takeover War Games. I love Takeover. I've never walked away from a Takeover and went, they always deliver. The talent always comes through on Takeover. It just always happens. It always works, and I love it. Cassius Ohno and Lars Sullivan, physical match. I mean, brutal stuff. You knew what it was going to be going into it, and it lived up to where it should have been. I had no problem with the match. Of course, I wanted Lars to win. I thought he should have won, and he did. Now, Lars can move on and be like a beast, even more so, but I'm kind of scratching my head still at what are we going to do with Ohno. Ohno is a guy that you could hitch your wagon to and really get some money out of for maybe a couple of more years anyway. I don't know. We're just going to see how it goes. We got to do something with Ohno, and I would hate to see Ohno leave again because I think he brings a lot of differences and a uniqueness to NXT and to WWE if he ever moves up. Let's put Ohno in the Rumble. I'll just say that. Alistair Black and Velveteen Dream told such a great story, and the art of storytelling gets lost on today's like audience or whatever, because they like the big moves, the move after move after move and no selling, and there was a little bit of that, but it was kind of just like sprinkled in. It was there was good selling here, and more than I thought there was going to be, frankly, in this match. Of course, I thought that this, excluding War Games, was the match of the night. And both of these guys have bright futures, and with Patrick Clark being an absolute homegrown talent, because let's face it, he was a wrestler but got picked up and got put into or selected for Tough Enough way early before he got a lot of bad habits. So he was able to get in the WWE system, and for them to be able to kind of mold him the way that they want him. So, to me, an actual thoroughbred is being built, constructed, made, whatever you want to say, out of Patrick Clark, and I love it. And all props to both of these guys. And I love that Alistair beat him and then said his name, which was great. And, Velveteen is super over. I mean, if you couldn't tell by the fan reaction. But, I mean, everybody, it just seems like everybody these days out of NXT is super over. Nobody, I want to see Velveteen be able to get that real good heat, like that Kevin Owens heat that Kevin Owens can get, that it just doesn't seem like a lot of other guys can get that's doing it on that level. And when I say that level, I mean the entire WWE level, which would be Raw, SmackDown, or NXT. The women's title, I liked it. I thought it was a good match. The girls worked hard. I can't throw any shade at anything. I was just wanting more. Some of it felt a little slow to me. I don't know. I'll go back and watch it and see, but I wanted more. I think there were probably there were too many people in the match. I think I said this a million times. I really thought that this match being a elimination match would have been the perfect way to go. It wasn't. I'm glad Kairi Sane didn't get her shoulders pinned, because she doesn't need that right now. She needs to keep a little bit of undefeatedness. So she doesn't need to suffer. She doesn't need to take the loss. But you could give the loss to Peyton or Nikki or Ember, like I said, because I kind of felt like Peyton was going to get it. She didn't. Ember did. Funny thing, watching it, it looked a lot like Peyton was afraid she kept doing this, like she was afraid she was going to pop out of her top. Which, as a guy, yeah, I wanted to see. But, I'm glad it didn't happen. Nobody needs that. I mean, let's be honest. This is not what that's for. The end of it, where after the match, Asuka coming into the ring, handing the title to Ember, was a nice touch. Very heartwarming, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it, because to me, Ember lost twice, one-on-one against Asuka. And you don't, that Asuka should have never, she should have stayed in the crowd. It was fine that she was in the crowd. No problem with that, but she should have never gotten in the ring to hand her the title, because it's almost like you're only the champion now because I'm not here. And so that throws way shade on Ember for not being good enough. Again, this is WWE's fault. NXT Triple H's fault, because he didn't pass the torch. I've said it time and time again. There's a time-honored tradition to pass the torch, and I'm still harping on it, I know. But it didn't happen. It should have happened. And I still got to point it out. I still got to come on here and give my opinion on how I feel about it. And that's just how I felt. And I still feel that way. Ember's the champion. It should have happened months ago. But now let's see where we can go with that. There is a lot of talent in NXT now that's new because of the Mae Young Classic. So let's see what the women's division looks like with Asuka reigning supreme over it. The NXT title match, I expected more out of that match. I thought it was a good match. I liked how Zelina got involved a couple of times, but didn't, almost didn't win the title because of Zelina. And that's what I like the most. But then again, we need more heels. We need more real heels. And I think Almas has the potential to be, but he's kind of getting over with the crowd too much for me. Just like Velveteen does. You know, in an industry now that was built on good guy versus bad guy, baby faces versus heels. Now it's kind of like everybody's in between, or everybody's a baby face, and I don't like it. I'm very, very shocked. I know I said I wasn't going to be shocked if Almas won the title, but Andrade Cien Almas wins the NXT title, and I was actually shocked. The way they did it shocked me. I didn't see it come. I didn't see it ending that way. Now, I hope that Drew's okay. He looked like right after he was like, you know, he was trying to get feeling back in his arm. Like, I don't know if he was just selling it or if he was hurt or whatever. I don't know. I haven't looked at anything since the show ended, and so we'll see. But if he's hurt, I hope he's not. And CFO, a.k.a. the Undisputed Era, wins War Games, which I thought War Games was actually a whole lot better than I was anticipating it to be. You know, because you say War Games, your excitement level goes way up here. But then they started announcing all these rule changes and stuff. That the Shark Cage, I hated that. I hated that, you know, instead of one man going in at a time, you release a team to go in at a time. There was no top to the cage. I hated that. I did like, though, since you didn't have the top, you sprinkle in this other little rule that states, well, anybody that leaves the cage, then their team is disqualified. It's pinfall or submission instead of just surrender or submission. And I thought that there wasn't going to be any color, and there was. Now, the wolf color was incidental, but the Killian Dane, I don't know. I missed how he got color, but he got color, and it was fantastic. Plus, the spot off the top of the cage was really good. I liked how weapons were involved in this, which you didn't see a whole lot of in War Games past when WCW did it. So maybe they did a little something better than I thought that they were going to do it. So I got to give props to Triple H and the NXT crew for that. So, you know what? All in all, I thought it was a good show. If I had to give it like a letter grade, I'd give it an A-, just because I thought the women's could have been a little bit better. Of course, I thought the NXT title could have been a little bit better. Maybe a lot better. But, you know what? It was still a good match. That was a good match, and it was still a good night. Everybody worked hard, so I can't throw any flags on that. I didn't see any, like, lackluster performances. Individually, not really together either. I just saw what could have been better. It wasn't lackluster, but I'm a harsh critic, so it could always be better. Anyway, we move now, Survivor Series, tomorrow night. Actually, tonight, because it's technically after midnight. So let me go get some rest. You do the same. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Survivor Series. Until then, deuces. As always, the chaos is out.